GD Vaharja August Forgade Falcha. So welcome back to talking about a game that you saw, that was played on television. Maybe you were there, maybe you were watching it on the home, doesn't make any difference. But let's go through a nice bit of sample material here for you. Now, first of all, do you need all of this? Absolutely not. Remember, we just want to have 5 or 6 lines per question to talk about kind of a game that we saw itself. So you get to pick and choose what you'd like from this, which is really, really nice. Right, let's go for the first part. Is bralum a bheith ag fécant hocker on television? So I'm going to go for the first part. Is bralum, I love, I like, a bheith, to be, it's my infinitive, and a bheith ag fécant hocker, looking at soccer, ag fécant hocker. So looking at soccer and then on television, on the television, exact same structure as English. Lovely. That a bheith is really, really important there. 9 times out of 10 I'd actually seen a lot of Leaving Cert books where people might drop the a bheith out of it and say isbralum ag fécant I like watching, like a direct translation in English, but it's not grammatically correct. So will you do me a favour when you put that line underneath a bheith and make sure you get that in for your examiner? It's really impressive as well. I say Lerfall on Erden is Anselm. So we know that Lerfall is Liverpool. So Lerfall, Liverpool. So sé Lerfall on Erden is Anselm. Now have a look at this. On Erden is Anselm. Firstly, do not pronounce the FH. Remember, all FHs in Irish are silent. So we're going to go for on Erden from the O. On Erden is Anselm. And is Anselm means most preferred, most favourite. I know you know the word is farlium. On Erin is farlium, but ans is nice as well. It's not really used by an awful lot of students, which is good news for us. So on Erin is Anselm, my preferred team, and then har ein Erin ella, above any other team. Har ein Erin ella, above any other team. And again, don't pronounce that FH. Hopig me an desh iad ekol. Let's get your infinitive done first. So there's that FH in ekol. That's why I have the E highlighted. Don't pronounce the FH. Iad a ekol. Now iad a ekol means to see, and iad is them, to see them, iad a ekol. Now the first part that you have here, hopig me, I seized, right, on desh, the opportunity, I seized the opportunity, I seized the chance, hopig me on desh, iad a ekol, to see them, and then ga vlin o hin, 2 years ago, ga vlin o hin. Churma na ticket an áirithe on Nigelline. I've used this a couple of times as well, and I'll use this for the holiday section that we've got coming up as well. Churma means my mother booked the tickets. So Churma na ticket in áirithe. My mother booked the tickets, and then on Nigelline on the internet, on Nigelline. So Kershi na ticket in áirithe. She booked the tickets. Bhí siad mar chuid de mo bhrontanas brelé. Let's go for the first part. Bhí siad, they were, mar chuid de mo bhrontanas brelé, part of my birthday present. Part of my birthday present. Mar chuid de mo bhrontanas brelé. Bhí me milche, you came across that loads of times with me in Irish actually. I mean, milche means spoilt. So bhí me, I was milche spoilt. Ag mo hishmahori, by my parents, ag mo hishmahori, and don't pronounce the T. And again, same structure as English. And if you feel like you can add on a little bit more, put in a little bit chonan irinya a raw. And again, there's an FH. So do not pronounce the FH. Chonan irinya. Chonan irinya a raw, to tell you the truth. Manchen is the word for Manchester. If you're wondering why we have names like Larfall and Mankin, it's because Irish people emigrated to those areas predominantly, and a lot of Irish speakers, so we gave them Irish names, Larfall and Mankin. So Dimmer Shiad, they played, and in Aig just means against. Dimmer Shiad in Aig, they played against Manchester. Now we have 2 words that we can use here for our supporters or followers, and again, depending on what your class is using, maybe use the opposite, okay? So on lucht takiekta, the supporters, or lucht lanuna, followers, supporters. There's no real difference between the two of those, but just pick something that's a little bit different from your class. So the supporters were ag skradach, screaming, and we have another word that we can use as well, ag bekil, for screaming as well, ag bekil, ag skradach. Use one, use the other, or use both. Now, because I don't really know much about any of the soccer teams like Liverpool and Manchester, you can put in any of those players' names. I think Messi is a soccer player, so you can put that person's name in there if you'd like. So let's go for V Messi. Messi was Imar Arema. And I love this. I've stolen this from your poems as well. I've stolen it from Spalpeen Fánacht, I've stolen it from O'Gras, and I've stolen it from Gavin. Imar Arema means in peak form, in top condition. So V, somebody Imar Arema, he was in peak form. Or V she or V she, he, she was co skillul, so skilled. Co skillul, so skilled. And vi sé jas a bheith có congracht an himmerhori. Let's go for the infinitive. A bheith. A bheith means to be. So a bheith, to be. So vi sé, it was. Jas, nice. A bheith, to be. Có congrach, so close. Có congrach, so close. Do, to, na, de, himmerhori. Players, same structure as English. Lovely. All right, next part. The atmosphere dochreche ma. Let's go for the dochreche ma first of all. Will you do me a favor? Will you underline this in your notes? This is the word for unbelievably good, or unreal, or savage. Any of those that you want to use. All right. So dochreche ma. It's something that your age group would use in native speech. So if you go to an Irish speaking area, you'll find that it's not slang. It's just a very young person's expression that I would never use. I could never use it. But it's just something that younger teenagers and young people would use when they're talking Irish, and so it brings a nice normalness to your Irish instead of it being book Irish. So that's something that we want to get in the notes as well. So dochreche ma, unreal. So the atmosphere. The atmosphere was dochreche ma, unreal. And ni aka me a lehid a riv river. Let's go for the first part here. Remember, there's an FH, isn't there? So you are not going to pronounce the FH. Ni aka. Ni aka. Ni aka me. I didn't see. A lehid. The likes of it, the kind of it, the type of it. A lehid. And a riv, a river, ever before. Ni aka me a lehid a riv river. I didn't see the likes of it ever before. Fuairmuid Echelon. We know that Echelon is a plane. So Fuairmuid, we got. So we got a plane. Oh, Airfort, Valja, Clia. Now, from. Airfort, Valja, Clia, Dublin Airport. Go. To. And Larnacarach, the city centre. Larnacarach, go. Larnacarach. Danmuid in Ostan. Now we know that in Ostan, in a hotel, and Danmuid, we stayed in Ostan in a hotel, and we've used that word up here already, congrach, haven't we? So we know that congrach, which we used here, is the word for close. So vishe, it was congrach, close. Done. Now done means to de. I'm just going to show you something with Irish, because you see this word done everywhere, don't you? Do means to, and on, we know, means de. So when you want to say to de, technically, yes, you are going to put in do on, but listen to this, do on, and the more you say it, the more it liaises into it, because you have a vowel and a vowel. So all we're going to do is we're going to mash it all into one word, we're going to combine it, and that's where we are getting the word done. So to de. Dun fark, immerhe, to the pitch. The Hilton of Ear in Ostan. Now, a Ear in Ostan means was called, was named. Was called, was named. It's a nice special way of saying something was named. So you can say the Hilton of Ear in Ostan. The Hilton was the name of the hotel. Now, do you need all of this? Absolutely not. Make sure you can shorten it down, pick out the nice phrases that you want to use. Obviously swap it for your teams that you like. But give me a nice bit about the atmosphere, how much you got. Like maybe you got a present for Christmas or a present for your birthday. You went over, you got an airplane. Try and make a little bit out of it, but don't go too much into it, because again, that chunk there No examiner is going to sit there and let you listen to rattle all of that off, and that's where you're probably going to be over preparing material a little bit. So we just need to take it down a notch for higher level H1 Irish, believe it or not. Right, folks, that is a lovely sample question. I'm going to keep going, and you should too. So let's keep going with the sports section. So I'll see you over in the next video. Carja, give me a love. Slán ish.